Welcome back and happy Halloween. So today we are going to do a really quick one on the KZ collaboration with Angelears known as Libra X. So I never tried the original Libra, and actually there's three versions. This is the X version, and I think there's a balanced and a hi-fi version. So didn't really try the other two, but this is the X version. And yeah, it is super clear, very nice. Again, this is using, KZ calls this the inner welded driver. Sometimes they call it the ultra linear driver, but I think it's pretty much the same driver they've been using on other single dynamic driver sets that I've talked about recently. So just in a really nicer shell. And again, this one is super clear, very nice design. I think the collaboration put together, quite a nice design, and it is very attractively priced. This one will be sub $20, and I think it's actually $10 this week because it is on sale. The cable is the two core flat that you've seen before. KZ has used this on lots and lots of sets. So we'll kind of jump into it, and I'm not sure where to actually start. So let me start with not the graph, but we'll start with this. So for those of you who've been following along on some of the KZ recent sets that I've actually reviewed, going back to the EDC Pro, which I would call the balanced one. If you don't know what to get the EDC Pro. It's the one that has plenty of bass, plenty of treble. It's very nicely balanced set. Those of you who want to step up the bass ladder, then go to Saga Bass. There's also a balanced version, which is probably closer to EDC Pro, but Saga Bass is the one with a lot of bass and really nice metal shells. If you want something a little bit more durable, a little bit more shiny than resin, you can actually get the Saga that had nice, beautiful metal shells. And then Dawn had non-removable cables, but even more bass. So again, this sort of walked up the bass ladder. So Libra X is actually different than all of those because it's very much along the lines of 7Hz Zero or maybe Chew or Q1 or EPZ's Q1 Pro. So instead of going up the bass ladder, they've actually gone down the bass ladder. So this is a kind of a reduced bass shelf. This Libra X set is all about clean, clear vocals, very, very razor sharp mids, very much a focus on vocals, very much an extended treble. So the tuning and the use case and who should buy this one is pretty much different than EDC Pro or Saga or Dawn. This one is very much people who are looking for a very clean, very clear, very transparent, sharp, focused mids or vocals. And we'll talk about that down here. So again, I would say it's very, very close, very much along the lines of the 7Hz Zero or the Chew, if you've actually looked at those two. And the KZ flavor on this style tuning is going to be the bass, the rumble, and the impact. And some of the things that I talked about on EDC Pro and Saga, the way that the quality of the bass it has in the sub bass and the mid bass, all of that carries through. But on Libra X, I would call it a fast hitter. So it's not quite the same style of those, which those were more of a bass or heavier set. But here you get a very quick, very quality style rumble, impact, and then they added some treble extension. So you had this really airiness, there's spaciousness to the sound that, it was sort of there in Saga as well. But to hear it on this set with these super clean, kind of razor sharp mids, it's a very different style set, and it's very engaging in that way, how open and transparent it is. So as I said, it also presents as very big stage. And instead of flattening the stage, which sometimes you get with this really forward upper mid, it just sounds big and open, and it's very unexpected, and it's very fun to listen to. So when I look at KZ's marketing specifically on this set on Libra X and what they were going for, they basically spell out exactly what I talked about. It's very much optimized for human voice. It is a very vocal-centric tuning. It is very much, they put a lot of work to get this whole bit right, so it sounds very clean, very sharp vocals. It's sort of unmistakable where the focus is and how good it is. Really, really good job. I don't know if this was Angelears influence or who did it. I think they said KZ did it, but really, again, even if you go back to 7Hz Zero, it had that same style of sound where female vocals were kind of beautiful on that set, and you kind of have the same thing, but now done in a slightly KZ style with a KZ dynamic driver, which is slightly different than 7Hz Zero. So I do think the sub bass and the mid bass are a little bit more responsive. They have a little bit more kind of a bounciness to it in the way that KZ sets do. So Yeah. And then I guess I would add that for esports gaming, again, I would say the same signature works exactly well for the same reasons on gaming, right? You have bass that's a quick hitter. It's not going to cloud your soundstage. It's not going to kind of fuzz up your locations. Then you have these razor sharp mids, so all of your sound effects sound razor sharp. They are nicely boosted, so it's kind of unmistakable with clarity and detail and resolution that you get from there. And then they have this extended treble, which is going to make everything sound bigger and present a bigger, larger stage for your gaming experience. That's kind of exactly the same things that you're getting on music are the same things that you're going to get on esports with this style of tuning. It's why 7Hz Zero was a very popular gaming set. It's why this one will be a popular gaming set for the same exact reason. So the bass, like I said, the focus is on the upper mids. It is very much a vocal-centric set, but the bass will fill in appropriately so it sounds naturally clean and not lean. Again, this is kind of a small point, but this bass shelf, we're having a nice ratio of sub bass to mid bass. It's not following exactly in the Harman target, so a little less sub bass, a little bit more mid bass. I like this ratio. It kind of gives you a better, more natural sound because there's a little bit of mid bass there. Don't expect it to be thicker like EDC Pro. The bass will rumble and hit, but it's going to be quicker. It's not like the other sets with that heavy bass presence. So the mids, again, super clear, super clean, the fast bass that hits quickly and disappears. That'll leave you a dark background that you want behind these sharp mids. The mids will also pop in place, clear, sharp, transparent, still have body and dimension. Again, really, really nice job on the vocals. I would say the same thing about 7Hz Zero. They're both very, very nice vocal sets. So human voice optimization is exactly what it sounds like. So finally, let's kind of run through the treble. So obviously a lower treble vocal style, upper mid, lower treble style set. That's where the emphasis is. That's where the focus is. And that is done very, very well. The upper treble is a bit different than other KZ sets. It's kind of boosted at 10K right about there, and then it rolls off kind of right after 10K. And I would say that they've probably done that before, but you've probably never heard it done in this way with this lowered bass shelf. So now you do get quite a bit of air. There's a lot of extension there, but now you can hear it because there isn't a whole lot of sub bass kind of masking it, but it does sound very spacious, but it doesn't really add the noise or fatigue like I was expecting it to do it. Again, done really well, different than other sets, other KZ sets, and I'd swear that they've probably done the same exact 10K roll off, but just hearing it with the lower bass shelf, super clean here, super clean, and then it all, just having this, being able to actually hear what that extension sounds like, kind of in its full glory. It's a little bit different, and it's very fun. It's very spacious, very engaging is what I would call it. So that is what I got on KZ collaboration with Angelears, known as the Libra X. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.